show right now is how to set up a crosscut sled just quickly. So again, if you just wanted to set up a crosscut sled to make a cut of a board that's too big for your chop saw, or you just want to cut a larger sheet good, this is just a quick way of setting it up. So I'm going to take my miter gauge, put it in the left slot. I can take a machinist square or a combination square. And I want to make sure that my combination square, my miter gauge is set at perfectly perpendicular to the blade so that my cut is now perpendicular. All right? So once I have that set up, all right, I'm going to take my crosscut fence, all right, and what I am going to show right now as I'm talking is I cut a chamfer on my my crosscut sled fence so that when I cut, the sawdust doesn't impede my cuts. So what that does is I can make multiple cuts and not have to worry about the sawdust throwing off the accuracy of my cut itself, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up. Now this has been pre-cut, so what I would do is I would mark my line on my crosscut sled fence and line it up with the blade and lock your fence at that distance so that as you're screwing this in, you don't have to worry about it shifting around, and you will always have that gauge mark at that set spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my drill, the screws, there. Right. And I'm going to screw it into my miter gauge. Now, at this phase, again, I can check again, make sure everything's square. There you go, you got a working crosscut. Now, what I like to do is, when I'm cross-cutting, I like to use a stop block if my cutoff's going to be on this side of the fence so that it doesn't pinch. But if I'm cutting something a little larger on this side here, what I'll do is I'll just cut it to this mark here and just run it through. Right? And that's a quick way of setting up a crosscut sled for a table saw.